rise up high and beat the drum to what we love. Risk the fall, or we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of the world that we defy. A solo ride of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light.
Oh. They can hear me? You do this so early! What the fuck? It's hard. But they're not even close to doing draft yet.
Anyway, welcome back everybody to game 2. I'm now joining Mr. Panda here in place of May, to commentate this second and potentially third game if we get a game 3. And yeah, I'm excited for this. I know I didn't watch the game, I just saw the draft, but I know that OTS won. It was kind of back and forth, pretty even most of the game until they kind of won a few team fights. And this is what Panda told me at least. But yeah, I'm excited to cast. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's all I got. All right, I'm leaving now. Bye guys.
All
Just
right,
kidding.
cool.
I'm chilling.
Solo cast again. That's what I was told I was gonna have to do.
Nah, I got you. I'm here. All right, well, I don't think draft started yet, has it?
Not even close.
Let's go.
We got a minute till draft's gonna start. But they are. No, we don't have to go to a pause. I don't give a shit. They're trying to get all their players in right now. But no, I guess I could talk a little bit about the last game and what I could see for the foreseeable future with this one. I think that Amphipod definitely had some times where he was a little trigger happy with his ults. So I'm not sure if they're gonna ban it, but he definitely did have some very big pop-off moments on it. I think that if they do ban it, they did ban in the right direction of banning the Zac and the Swain. They might have to take away the set and put the Nocturne ban in, but at the same time, Kite popped off on this Jinx. You know, Zealot usually, always does really well in this Malphite. It's a pretty easy champ to execute. You need like 4 fingers to execute it in total. But, you know, still at the same time, it looked really good from them. I think on the side of LE that their comp just did not mesh as well together as OTS's did. And it kind of hurt them because even with the comp that didn't mesh together as well, even with like a weaker comp, they still held their own in this game fairly well. So all they really have to do here is get a comp that fits better with them, get their early leads that they're known for getting in their solo lanes. But you know, OTS just had the better team comp, I feel like, and that's what it came down to, is the fact that in team fights they just had the better team comp, they had a better lead. So I think that definitely it's going to be on LE's mind on whether they need to take away the Jinx, they need to take away maybe the Nocturne, even the Malphite. I still think that the bans that OTS took away from them are pretty justifiable. I would not really want to give Kip comfort picks, as he had a little bit more trouble having really high impact on the Lilia. So I don't know what OTS is going to gather from that, because I feel like Ellie should try and revert to a game plan around more of a team fight counter comp. That definitely, you know, Moo Milk looked really, really good still in some of these team fights, being able to capitalize and try and get his team in a better position. But just the rest of the comp just did not fit, you know, what he was trying to do.
Yeah, you kind of answered a few of my questions there. Kite obviously did well after what you said, which kind of surprises me since he's not on the main roster, I don't believe. So yeah, just him being able to mesh with JT in the bot lane really well, it's kind of surprising, especially against Complex and I forget his support, Moo Milk. Yeah, it's Moo Milk.
Yep, Moo Milk.
Yeah, just that's kind of a shocker, but then again, it's only game 1. They can still come back from this big time. And like what you just said, I think that OTS won't change much with their comp unless something gets banned out. I think this comp was pretty good. I have the draft pulled up right now from last game, so I can look at it. I think that OTS's draft was better than LE's, and I don't think they're going to try to change much of anything from that. So LE kind of has to counter their comp with more of like a side lane pressure type thing. Although I guess Nocturne can kind of do I guess Nocturne can kind of handle that pretty well. But I'll be really surprised if we don't see a Nocturne ban this game. And we are actually starting up the draft. OTS first bans Karthus. No shock there. Keeping Kip off a comfort pick.
Yeah, I'll be definitely interested to see. They are still actually going to ban the Zac, so ban's looking about the same right now as we do see Bygone as well. So they do still ban the 2 champs from Kip, we do actually see the Nocturne ban come through, so they are going to try and throw Rick on a different, Amphipod on a different champion before I get yelled at once again by a specific person that sounds like Kyoster about calling him Rick. But we do see Malzahar now taken away instead of, I think it was the...
It was Mordekaiser.
Yeah, Mordekaiser. So they might actually be looking to pick Mordekaiser here. On top of it, I know that Zealot does play it quite a bit.
Yeah,
so...
and they do have a first pick, so it's kind of there. But I think that the bans, like, this is such a small thing, but I think Ellie could have done the bans a little better, because if you don't ban Nocturne, you either get to pick Mordekaiser or Nocturne. Instead, they don't get either of them, assuming Mordekaiser is picked up here, first pick, and looks like there it is. So they don't get the Nocturne. That is a super OP pick right now. However, Carnage will be on his Silas, which is quite he's a menace, man. He's so good at Carnage. Every game he plays Carnage, or every game Carnage plays
Silas plays Carnage.
every time Carnage plays Silas, he just pops off on the champion. He's super good at it, and I think that Silas is just a good champ in general, especially against the Mordekaiser. You can take someone out of the fight, or you can make it a 2v2 in the death room if he really wants to. But yeah, Jinx picked up next. Taking that away from Kite this time, actually. So yeah, okay. I'm not sure if Jinx is super duper meta right now, but she's never like a bad pick, I don't think, with the long range ultimate, or unlimited range ultimate rather, and the AOE with, especially once you get Renown's Hurricane. That's the AOE with the bombs, or the rockets rather, are just is way too strong, I think, especially once late game rolls around. But it all depends on the support pick, I guess. You gotta have a good support to go with Jinx.
Yeah, definitely Mumu is very trusted on this. We are actually going to see JT pick the Swain. They did not ban it this time. Swain, obviously, one of his most comfortable picks. He does have it banned out from him pretty often. He, I dare to say, is somewhat close to a one-trick Swain amongst the community. But definitely with the Silas pick, I do think that Carnage popped off on the Silas a lot. I think it could be a little bit of a different circumstance depending on how TS picks their comp with the ults that he can steal. Because of the fact that I feel like Yoshi, like I said before, Game 1 even happened, is a little bit on a different level than someone like Inferno is. And we are actually going to see Kaisa picked up here. Now, here is my guy, Kite. I love Kaisa. Anybody who knows me knows I love Kaisa. Especially into champions that hyperscale, because she also just loves having farm lanes. Swain sets her up really well with his stun and pull. So I definitely do think that it's a really good pick here, and it still doesn't give Silas the greatest ult to steal. Like, yeah, he can dash across and get a pretty decent shield, but it's not like they're picking something where Stana that he can fucking blow people away, as I swear, and getting messages at the same time. But
yeah, the thing about first picking a Silas like this is that you have to always have the thought about what ultimate he can steal in the back of your mind for OTS or for the opposing team, whichever or whomever that may be. But Leona is actually picked up here with Jinx, who is really good, I think, with Jinx. Can kind of chain CC very well, because you can kind of keep one person in one place while Jinx gets her little her chompers out to root for another second and a half, and then at that point I think they're just dead. But yeah, JT on the Swain rather. I've done that 3 times already. Wow. JT on the Swain is something that you don't see very often because it is banned a lot, like you said, but he is very good on the Swain, and Swain's just kind of a good pick, like, in general. I think he does have better pairings for ADC, but Kaisa definitely is up there for sure, and Kaisa is just, good in general. And second ban phase comes around, we see Orianna and Sejuani banned. Orianna was played in the last game, I believe. Yes, it was. So no wombo combo there, although we weren't really gonna get much wombo combo anyway. Although it's kind of interesting though, because if they pick Ori, like, that's a lot of AP. So like you would, and the only one that's not left up is jungle, and you probably have to go tank in the jungle to kind of counteract the Leona. Or I guess it could be top, could be Mordekaiser mid. But it's probably top. And Lilia is also banned. No fun for Kip, and Yone is taken away as well. So I'm actually curious to see what we're gonna see for these mid lane matchups. Ellie does get the what's the word? Counterpick for this game rather than an OTS getting it like last game. So maybe they can use that to their advantage. And Silas is still technically flexible. He could go top. Probably gonna see him mid though. Although Silas with Mordekaiser ult, I think that like just evens out the ultimates. I don't know if that really, I don't really know that interaction there. But Olaf is picked up. So a good pick into Mordekaiser actually. So Mordekaiser's never gonna ult Olaf because he can just ult right out of it, I believe, right? Is that how it works? Olaf can just ult and
He can ult and you can't ult in Olaf if he ulted, but you can. I don't think you can ult and then un-ult Mord's ult.
okay, lots of ults going on.
That's called Quicksilver stash.
Right. Right.
But we are actually going to see J4. This is what I actually thought that Amphipod was going to pull out here was the J4. They have mixed damage with the Kaisa and Swain Mordekaiser being AP, so they can afford to go that AD bruiser jungler here. I would like to see. God, can they quit picking before I can talk? I was literally just about to say Yoshi's Viego, and no one's gonna believe me because I don't say it until they're literally right about to do it. But Yoshi's definitely been putting in his games on the Viego. He's pretty confident on the champion. And like I said, there's just not a lot of like super OP ults for Silas to take other than maybe just like turning something into a 1v1. He can jump onto, counter the J4 ult. But, it's not like it's a Malphite ult. It's not like it's like an Echo ult or like a Mundo ult or anything like that where he's just going to completely, take over a game by stealing an ult. But I still do think Ellie's draft right here is a massive, and it's even more of a massive improvement with this Malphite, but it is a massive improvement compared to last game. They are looking pretty good here, especially with the Wombo combo of Malphite Leona being able to ult and just shut down a whole team in team fights. So I think that we're looking at quite the banger here, actually.
Yeah, it's I really like the draft that Ellie's kind of put on here, going against what we were talking about before the draft started, where we said OTS was going to keep the same comp and Ellie should draft in response to that. OTS is actually going for, I think this is more like a pick-oriented comp, kind of splitting up the map. They don't want to 5v5 them because they honestly just lose, right? Because they just lose. Like J4 is a good pick into Olaf, but like other than that, like I don't know if you can't stop Silas or Jinx, like. Yeah, I think they're just gonna get CC'd until like into oblivion, and they're just gonna die before they can even do anything. OTS, that is. But yeah, Silas doesn't really have much to work with ult-wise. I think the best ultimate is probably Swain, Mordekaiser, situationally, but Swain probably the best. And something I noticed for Ellie is that they have a ton of AOE, lots of engage, long range engage too. So like if you're like Kaisa or Viego and you're like alone in a side lane, you better watch out because they can collapse on you in an instant and you're just dead. So I really like Ellie's draft. Draft wise, I think Ellie wins. OTS obviously has to go different from what they were talking about, or what they played last game, which is like I said, like splitting the map, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I think also while we have the time, I wanna make a little bit of a shout out here. I had Kite message me, and he's got some big shoes to fill now because he said that he picked Kaisa specifically just because of me. I'm not sure he can actually live up to that Kaisa potential that I hit, but I'm definitely honored.
Right. only one way to find out, and they have is a tough lane ahead of him too, with Jinx Leona. I love that combo though. I think that combo is super duper good. I think Kaisa Swain is also good, but I don't think it's as good as Jinx Leona.
I think the big thing whenever you're picking something like a Kaisa, whenever there's a Jinx Leona, is that as long as you have a plasma stack, you can dodge a Leona pretty easily. You can reposition yourself so well to get away from the Malphite, the Olaf. Like that's one of my favorite things about a champion with that level of mobility. And even though she's not as good as she used to be, where she was like Giga OP for a little bit, with the Hail Blades, I still think that she's a really good pick. She's just an ADC that brings a lot of utility. But on top of that, Jinx does, in the late game, comparable to more damage than her, and is able to, front to back very well. And with a lot of these tank bruisers that we see on the side of OTS, that could, if Complex has a good game, he could definitely still handily carry this. But definitely looking at this, I actually might agree with the LE draft a little bit more, just because of the fact that they have a lot of wombo combo in their team fights. I think this is a closer draft than we saw last time, because I don't mind OTS's draft like at all. I think that there's a lot of pick potential still. I think that they definitely can get an early game lead pretty easily, and off of last game, like, they definitely held their own and they were able to come back pretty heavily. But I feel like Ellie, just with the way it goes, it's definitely going to depend on Carnage, like it did against Hot Take, on how well he can do on the Silas versus Yoshi's Viego.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna come down to, I think it's gonna come down to a mid game or a mid gap, whichever mid is better will win this game. I think. Obviously, not like on a large scale, just whoever like has the better game this game. Don't want to yeah. Anyway, we are gonna go to a pause. Just until this lovely spectator delay is gone. So yeah, we'll be back in just about 3 minutes. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm on 3 seconds.
Cool. Welcome back, everybody. We're back with game 2 of LE versus OTS, the semifinals. First game of the second game of the first series of the semifinals. And we are at a pause. How lovely. Haha. I don't
This
really
is
know
the
what's going
mind
on,
games.
but
It's a little bit of some mind games.
yeah.
We're-
We can talk about
John,
the runes, though, I guess. The runes and sums, which I see a lot of conquerors, so he'll cut
yeah,
for sure.
Conqueror's kind of OP this patch. We do still see the traditional Hail Blades for Kaisa. I really haven't seen people try to divvy away from it and go back to the press the attack because it's just, or the lethal tempo because it's just not as effective. But even with the nerfs, I still think it's a fine pick. I froze, which is awesome.
I'm frozen too.
Yeah.
Enemy? Are you frozen?
Yeah, he's frozen. I'm looking at the stream. But
Oh, okay.
we do see also just pretty standard runes going all around. We do see actually this JT taking exhaust here, and we see double TP in both top and mid. We also are going to see both of these junglers taking red smite. So both going for the battling smite instead of a slow here. As it looks like we're not going to see the cheese that we were looking to, that OTS was looking to try and set up last game. Just standard 5-point. Kip looking to probably start as red. I think Amphipod is going to do the same here. So pretty traditional across the board. Just people backing and getting different things. But oh, Kenny, a little bit of poke. Oh, did he pull him through the wall?
He did.
I did not know you could do that.
Neither did I. Interesting. But JT does have the back here. Not gonna get a good leash. Amphipod's not gonna get a leash, as good of a leash. But be right back.
Alright, so because pizza is more important than the semifinals, we are going to have the solo Red Panda cast for about like 20 seconds. But it does look like JT was able to get here in time to give a little bit of a leash over. So we do see Foja taking the Malphite to mid lane. So we're seeing a little bit of a role swap here, as we do actually see a pull in by JT here, as this is just a lot of damage coming through here by Kite. This is really good by them. They pressured them off the wave so hard. But we also see trading down here in this top side, and Zealot's going to come up on top of that one too. So a lot of these early skirmishes coming through on the side of OTS here. But looking back at it, everything's just pretty traditional, as it looks like Carnage is actually might just get the... Nope, actually he does have to back off. He got a lot of good damage there on Zealot though. So does look like Yoshi's been trying to look for a lot more of this harass on top of the Malphite, but Complex is having a little bit of a difficult time here against both JT and Kite. He's getting even the W proc on him, so that's a lot of poke coming through for them. And just infinite trading coming over here, as it looks like we do see Amphipod coming in. The flash actually comes through. Both top laners had to flash for that.
Oh,
and looks like they are going to back off. So
Silas went top though?
Silas did go top. So we have seen this Kaisa start off pretty well against this Jinx so far. A lot of trading in the top lane, both flashes down. And there's even another one. Can he actually get this kill? The Ignite is not there, so he might actually try and look for this, but he is going to back off quick enough to where they are just going to have to back out of here. Both the sums. Oh, JT with the snipe in the bush. That is first blood going over to this Swain, as it looks like Amphipod's going to try and back out of this with Kip here, but Kip and Foja are trying to press up here. But only a little bit of pebble damage coming through right there. But that is so good by JT and Kite in this bot lane.
Yeah, that was a good ass snipe, and we are going to see a little fight going on here.
Yep, as we do see Kip trying to go down here. He does have to flash away on Yoshi, but JT coming over to try and equalize this fight, as it looks like there goes he down. but Boja right on top of him. Oh, Yoshi still trying to get in on this. He might go down here. The heal coming through from Kite, and there goes the kill for Kite. Wow, this early game is just going so well for OTS. I'm telling you. I'm glad that he dedicated this Kaisa to me. He's definitely living up to the Red Panda Kaisa name.
Okay, so what LE or OTS has to do right now is carry this lead, use that bot lane like priority to win this game. Because if the game goes past 30 minutes, their comp just is not good. Their comp is not good compared to OT or LE, excuse me. And so they have to end before 25-30 minutes, or else I think that it's just going to be so hard. And with the spot pressure, they have the ability to get so many dragons. All these dragons, they could get like a 25-minute soul, which just helps them with that. JT, both junglers actually are also in the bot lane. Not JT, Amplified, J4. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, this is gonna be
the trading's still going through here for Carnage and them, but it looks like Kip's gonna try and get this pressure on top of Amplipod. Amplipod could go down here as Complex is right there, but Boomer Milk is actually gonna be the one to get the kill. Kite could go down here too, and that looks like actually first dragon most likely will be going over to the side of LE here. There's not much JT's gonna be able to do about 3 people hovering around this. And as I say that, but they definitely capitalized pretty hard on that, but looks like Carnage also could be getting the better of Z-Lot here, but he's going to be able to back off. But
yeah, interestingly enough, Z-Lot built. Oh, that's what he was doing. Okay, he had 2 cloth armors, and then he just built a Thornmail, which I guess makes sense for Silas healing, and Olaf as well, both topside players. So yeah, that makes sense. Although the 2 cloth armors just threw me off. I'm like, bro, you're laning against Silas, but it makes sense now. Silas does they pick up the Dark Shield because that's all us AP players have anymore, right? Because everything else has been nerfed. But yeah, he does. He is level 6 as well. So forced to use the TP to get back to lane to catch this big wave. So that's TP advantage on the top side for LA right now. Both TPs are available in the mid lane as well for both players.
Yeah, but we do see a little bit of action coming up here. Amplipod not able to get the knock up on top of Carnage here. Carnage is going to back off, so they do get a little bit of the back off here from him as Silas is going to back. But Yoshi's just going to walk down this river. Olaf is there. He does spot him out, so it looks like he is going to have to take a little bit of a different approach down here. Carnage ends up not backing, so he's going to just continue to try and pressure Z-Lot here. But, oh wow, the flash coming through for JT! That is insane!
Don't give this man Swain, he's too good. He knows every bit of this champion. It's so good at Swain.
Oh my god. JT is nutty right there with the flash to get this, as Yoshi's trying to get some damage off on Boja. Taking a little bit of minion damage is going to equalize it, but JT is doing pretty well here, but that does not mean that Yoshi is safe. Yoshi could go down here, but he actually is able to flash out and ult to get away. Well, no, he didn't flash. He ulted, but Carnage definitely trying to get some good trades here off on Z-Lot as well, as this wave's a little bit more power.
Yeah, this game's gonna have to come to them. Oh, actually, a fight's going on again here. But this, okay,
Milk could actually be taking him down. JT is here. They cannot actually get the stun, but the ult coming through from Z-Lot to try and keep him from TPing down there. But it looks like he will not actually come out with the kill. He does keep him away from this fight though, as Mumu Milk's gonna go down too. This is one fed Kaisa right now. 3-2, 3-1 and 2 right now.
Who cares about the Kaisa? Look at the Swain! Swain has 100% KP. The bot lane in general is just doing like hella good for OTS right now. They're gonna carry this. If they're gonna win, it has to be through them. And I think J forces go full tank and peel the shit out of Kaisa. And unfortunately for them, they have Ellie has plenty of ways to get on them. With Leona and Malphite ultimate, and the good follow up by Silas as well. But oh my god, they're just hunting. Yeah. They're hungry.
Something to note here right now is we actually see the ult come through. It looks like Carnage is going to kind of come here and clean this up, but the heal comes through. JT might need to try and peel this off, as he does not land the hook on him, but it looks like Kaisa is still going to try and go in here on this. Kaisa does have the damage right now, but it looks like the healing is going to come through, as Boja's going to come down here and try and clean up as well. But there's Yoshi to try and take down Carnage, but Carnage is just getting huge off this play. That is not good right here. Putting Carnage as that much a triple kill. He is now so fed. I was about to mention the fact that the bot lane has double the gold right now as the opposing bot lane from OTS. But now we see like almost the double the gold here from the difference between Zila and Carnage. So equalizing that out pretty hard.
Man, don't give this man Silas. You just cannot. Just like you can't give JT his Swain, you can't give this man his Silas. He's very good on the Silas, and if I know anything about Carnage, that he knows how to win with a lead. He's going to carry this game big time, and if they win, it comes to them. And actually, a flash onto Complex. And
Complex is gonna go down there. There's only 2 plates left on this bot turret.
Yeah, they're Complex is not having fun.
Off right now on this Kaisa, but at the same time, we gotta watch out for Carnage here, as he's definitely going to be a threat. But first tower might be able to just go over to OTS decisively, but it looks like they do have Leona and Olaf hovering around here. They are looking to probably get this kill on top of Leona. Olaf is almost here, but it looks like they are going to go down before they can do anything. Here comes Olaf with the unstoppable. No ult to come through here. Espada does come down as well and takes down JT. Here comes Rick. He might try and do something here, but I highly doubt it. Might not be good for him to look for that. He does have the Rift Herald, but looks like he's not going to use it bot. They are going to try and go for this next dragon, but here comes Yoshi to come down and rotate for this, as they do know that Kip is here, so they do try to get on top of him. He doesn't have ult to counter this. Here comes Yoshi in here. He's going to take the soul of Olaf, start running down. Nope, he's actually going to try and get some damage off on this Jinx. Jinx is out of position for this Viego here. Viego's just going to run her down as she could go down here. It looks like she might just get away. This is running battle right now, but there goes the stun finally. Espada could be looking to go down here too, as Yoshi might be going in here a little bit farther. Yep, he does actually get the kill on that one too. So that's a double kill coming over here from Yoshi as well. And this dragon all of a sudden is looking like OTS's.
Goodness gracious, what a bloodbath. 20 kills at 11 minutes hardly, and Zila might fall down again.
Yep, we just saw a sample of that Silas damage right there that they're going to have to look out for.
Yeah, he also opted for the Lucidity boost, so he's definitely trying to make some plays with that teleport. So, right, those are Lucidity boots, right? Yeah, I'm right. Haha, cool. Yeah, so he's trying to make some plays with that teleport like he did earlier. Great teleport, by the way, Carnage. Ends up getting the triple, but yeah, he is astronomically ahead of Swain right now, or not Swain, Mordekaiser right now, but the bot lane for OTS is astronomically ahead of the bot lane for LE. Carnage, or Complex rather, is not having a fun game. He's down almost 60 CS, and a lot of kills. And they're actually making a play on Zealot up here.
Yep, Zealot's actually underneath this tower, but it is not going to matter. He does actually use his ult right there to try and get out of this one alive, but still underneath this tower, as it looks like Carnage is just going to sit here. He does take him down. Carnage with the healing is not going to matter if he's under tower or not with all those people around. So they are trying to extend this lead towards the top side. They are dropping this Rift Herald. This top side turret should go down. Rick is going to hover around here, probably try to kill it after the first charge, but definitely, like you said, Complex not having a fun game here. Even though the lead right now is looking that high on the side of for them in the top lane on the side of LE, we're looking at double the gold lead for 2 different players in the spot lane compared to, I'd say, about 1.5 of the gold lead on top of between the Mordekaiser and the Silas. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So the Herald was dropped top. They got all the plates, but they did not get first tower. The bot lane for OTS actually got first tower. And nothing's going to be up for a little bit. Herald's up in under 2 minutes, but it's just a tower play for now. We're likely going to see some lane swaps coming in, and just jungle camps and farming for the next little bit. I think what LE needs to do right here is slow the game down. There have been a lot of kills in very little time, and their comp is one that wants to team fight. They want a 5v5, and they can't get to that 5v5 point if they keep inting if they keep running it down into the enemy team, who can just snowball it and win the game off of snowball alone. They have to stall the game out, and if they can do that, then I think their chances, like astronomically,
Oh, so we
increase
see
the next
another
fight.
fight coming in through here. Amperpod actually going to go in, but it looks like also we see an early go in by Kite there. Kite definitely entered that one away, as it looks like they are going to go down again, but Yoshi is just right on top of this. Yoshi trying to find more kills coming through here. It does not look like he's going to be able to do it, but he actually does get another kill on top of Carnage, but it looks like they might be able to go down here. Zealot is here to try and clean this up, but that is a pretty good fight going in there for them, and that was not the greatest ult there from the Kaisa. Like, she dove in right on top of 3 different people, no upgraded E yet to go invisible after that was done. Like, I'm not too sure about that, Kite.
Yeah, I saw the idea. She wanted to get in there and just one-shot Carnage, excuse me, to try to get that shut down and to keep him out of the fight. But he wasn't able to do that before he could get his W off, the Kingslayer. So he was able to live. He did eventually fall, but not after Ellie actually won that fight, killing 3 of their members as opposed to OTS killing 2. So a win over to LE, even though I just said they shouldn't fight. They fought and they won that fight. Root landed on Carnage. Carnage has the Swain ultimate, so
the missed W right there, that would have chunked Carnage completely out of this lane if he would have hit that W right there.
And now the items are being made all around. The bot lane for LE still don't have theirs, but on the other side, the top lane for OTS doesn't have his either. So kind of, although the gold is about a 3k or over 3k difference, I think the game is still very close. Just because like Kaisa can be one-shot very easily, and Viego not as quickly, but still he's a squishy not really a bruiser even. He's more of like, I guess, an assassin skirmisher. And another fight going on.
Fight coming through here. They are able to peel off of the Kite very well. So Kite actually trying to get in here, try to do some damage on Carnage, but following up, trying just to get this rift for whatever reason. But he might get actually costed for that. But it looks like he is actually going to ult to the side. Moo Milk should go down here as well with everybody else. That is a double kill coming over here for this Kaisa, and that's going to be the rift there too. He almost just like completely forgot about the fact his team was in a fight, because the Rift Herald was walking away and he was still auto-attacking it.
That was so weird. That could have gone so horribly for OTS, because Zealot actually ulted Silas when he was 1v4. They kill him for free if he doesn't ult there, but they ult him. But Zealot ulted him, and I think he actually died because of it. But nonetheless, the OTS wins the fight and gets the Herald and gonna get this tier 1 tower, and probably this tier 2 as well. Although if they overstay, this could be drastic. Leona ultimate's not up though, so no real long range engage. Does not get the 2nd tower, but it gets a good chunk of damage on it. And the actually
this gold lead is going insane for them right now too. Like, I don't know. Like I said, Ellie does scale a little bit better with this Jinx and the Silas, but at the same time, like, for as much as you were saying that Kaisa is very easily poppable, like Jinx is almost just as easy to pop, and she doesn't have the mobility, so it goes the same way back and forth on it. Like Silas can be popped, and so can Viego. Viego has the healing that Silas does, so matchup for matchup, like you're looking at very similar circumstances on who can be blown up and who can't.
Yeah, very true. Squishy members on the board. That's our. I play squishy characters or champions as well. I know how badly that feels to get blown up by tanks. But yeah, squishiness all around. It's going to be really come down to who can survive the longest. If we're comparing ADCs, obviously Kaisa can with the ultimate, the shield, and the invisibility once she upgrades that E. But if Jinx gets 1 reset, I think that she can kite super easily, because you know she has that movement speed, and she's able to get out of fights easily, especially if Leona is there right next to her. But at the same time, Leona's going to be wanting to go in because they have a very go forward comp with Leona in Malphite, and a little bit of Olaf too. But if Complex can just keep farming and get that late game up, if he can close the CS gap by just a little bit, then it'll be much easier. Actually, Fojo just gets to 1 shot. Okay.
Yep, the power of the collector build right there coming through for them is that he got that Q just so early. He's just so far ahead off of it, but it looks like he actually is going to get caught out by Moo Milk here, so he is going to go down. The damage not coming through for them whenever they just all can get on top of him, but not even a chance to actually use his killer instinct. But it looks like JT actually might be following up here on this too, as Rick just needs to get out of here. So Amperpod's just going to try and walk out. No, actually he might stay and get punished for it. Yoshi is there just in case, but
As the
This
4v2,
is
OTS does not want this.
looking good right now. Oh, that is a good dodge there from Yoshi, but they are still trying to chase him down. Here comes Carnage to try and look for this, as it looks like actually he's going to hop over the wall and just try and 1v1 1v1 Kip right now, but he's not going to find much out of it because Amphipod was not there in time, and there's just plenty of members of LE to do whatever they want right now. But on the top side here, we do see the tower being taken by Z-Lot.
They gave 3 shutdowns over to Silas. 3 kills, a 300 gold shutdown, a 150 gold, and another 300 gold. You do not want to do this. You do not want to do this. You do not want to give Silas the freedom to do whatever he wants. Because he is one of those champions that if you're fed enough, which he has 10 kills in 20 minutes and a lot of gold. How much gold does he have? He actually almost has 10,000 gold at 20 minutes. Are you joking, man? Like, he's probably going to one-shot Carnage, or Zilla right here.
Yep, 100%. He has the Swain ult too, just to finish it off. Like
he just stood there. There's nothing you can do there. Yeah, it's
and just flashes the mastery for a little bit of the BM there, but they're definitely trying to work their way back into this game, and Carnage is the man to do it for them right now.
Yeah, Carnage is sitting on 3.5k gold right now. Probably gonna pick up the Cosmic Drive and a component to something else. Looks like he's gonna start building towards Hourglass, which is actually a really good build. Also has the full stack Dark Shield, probably gonna see a Magi soon as well. That is a large boy, and if his team can get like online, if his team can farm up and get 10 more minutes without giving up the soul or a Baron or the game, I guess, then it's gonna be extremely dangerous for OTS because they're sitting on a time bomb right now. They're sitting on a time bomb.
Yeah, the longer this game goes on, the more fed Carnage is gonna get. So they do have the gold lead right now. They actually do have a 5k gold lead, but at the same time, we're looking at a team that definitely can just play it out safe as they're doing. They're just trying to let Carnage get in position where he can join them in team fights, try and get ahead. As it looks like they are trying to look to push Jesus a tiny bit. They do not find anything, but Kite's got to be careful right now. Kite actually has Liliana go in on it, but Liliana could go down for this, as it looks like Carnage actually is in this backline right here, trying to take down young Kite. Kite is trying to kite this out the best he can, but he cannot actually do it. It looks like also at the same time, here comes Rick trying to take care of Foja. Foja and everybody going down, but it looks like also here's Yoshi too. The unstoppable force trying to come through here, and it looks like no one's going to go down on the side of LE for Kite's life right there.
Everybody's so low. The next Inferno Drag is up in 10 seconds too, and OTS is pinging it, but yeah, I think they get this. Yeah, LE's just too low, but
they are actually having the TPs come through. They're gonna go for this. Foja is here, but it looks like JT's gonna try and take care of him pretty quickly. But Carnage, you gotta keep track of this, man. Carnage is just right on top of this. So he is gonna be able to take him down. There are 5 members of LE here compared to the 3 members of OTS. So they gotta back off this because Carnage is right here. He can one-shot anybody he wants. He can 1v2 this right now if he really wants to. He took looks like he's gonna take the Swain ult right there from JT, but this is not looking good for them right now with Carnage being this far ahead on Silas.
yeah, once he gets a Spirit Visage, I think it might be GG. Because that that healing and that MR, and the health too. Don't forget about the health, but he's just gonna become a menace to society. Yeah, so second Infernal Drag rather, does go over to LE, which is exactly what they want. They need to stall this game out. They cannot give up the Infernal Soul this early. And so, although that dragon wouldn't have been Soul, it just delays them from getting Soul, or threatening Soul Point rather. So Dragon's gonna be the play. Foja's chilling in the bot lane, just gonna push out. He has TP in case a fight breaks out on the top side, and Carnage just lurking. Just doing his thing.
Yeah, even with this gold deficit, they have all the gold on the person they need to have it on. Like, Carnage is able to get whatever he needs done here. Like, if I was Zealot right now, I'd try to just keep Carnage out of the fight for as long as possible. Let young Kite just do the damage he needs to do in the team fight, and then you just leave Carnage in a very uncomfortable position whenever he does get out of the Mordekaiser ult. Obviously, Mord's not as tanky as he needs to be able to try and 1v1 Carnage right now. but at the same time, like, he is just getting into this backline so easily and taking out Young Kite.
Yeah, Zilla definitely does not win that 1v1 against Carnage, but if he can just stay alive, which he is trying to do with the Hourglass build, if he can just stay alive and keep Silas in his ult as long as he possibly can, then that's a win for OTS because, you know, like you said, like, Kai can just do his thing, Shishi and JT can also do their thing. Yeah, they right now it's going to be a battle of who can ult the fastest because if Malphite or if Mordekaiser can't ult Silas as fast as Silas can ult somebody else, then I think the fight's over. Like, honestly, yeah, I think it could just be over at that point, depending on who he ults, that is.
Yeah, they are looking to just kind of keep a group up here with Yoshi just sitting in the bot lane doing his own thing, and we see Foja kind of answering that as well too. So everybody kind of staying with each other, trying to make sure that no one gets picked off or anything, because OTS does have a good potential to pick people off just as much as LE does with the Silas. So it's kind of looking a little rough. If I were them, I mean, honestly, Silas could just completely split push. He can 1v3 almost anything he wants right now.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say because they need him here in these fights. He doesn't have TP up right now, but he like will soon. Putting him on the bot side of the map, or yeah, the bot side of the map should be since Baron's up. I think may be the best move, but they also need him in these fights. And if he can't TP fast enough, then the fight's just lost without him. He's the only one on the team that's doing anything. He has 13 of the 19 kills. He's the only one on LE doing much of anything until Jinx can get online. So it's a tough situation to be in. I think it's safer to keep Carnage with his team like he is right now, and just catching the side lane waves. But I think in solo queue I would go bot if I were Silas. But it's again in this solo queue, this is much more coordinated and such. So you have to be much more careful with how you play the game. And he's actually he actually is splitting 1-3-1 right now. But I think he's just gonna push the wave and try to group back mid. But LE's doing exactly what they need to do. They're stalling the game. They're stalling the game, and they're doing it quite well too. And I don't think OTS knows that they have to end like soon, or else it's gonna be really, really hard.
Yeah, I agree. They need to. They're trying to group up to try and find a place to get this dragon, but you do have just such a wombo combo coming in here from LE. Like I said, they had the early game lead, but it's just not mattering for them because even though they have like a 4K gold lead, they're not able to do almost anything with it, with Carnage just being this fed. And you really don't have to be fed on a Malphite to do much. You just have to press R, and your carries will do the rest for you.
Yeah, he's like a Shen. He's always good. He's always useful because, you know, Shen always has that shield. Malphite always has his ultimate that can hold people in the air for like, it feels like 5 seconds, but it's more like a 1.5, but still. And they're pinging out Carnage, actually. Carnage does not really have any support except for Malphite here on the top side. But honestly, I don't think it's going to matter. What ultimate does he have?
Looks like
No
he's
ult.
going to have to back off. He does not actually have anybody's ultimate. He is going to hourglass as they're trying to come down here. Looks like Zealot's going to try and prioritize him off of it. It looks like the shutdown does come over from Amperpod. We did see an ult come in through for the Jinx, the Super Mega Death Rocket. Not able to find anything. So they actually do get the pick on Carnage here. That is not good for them, as they're just going to be able to get this Infernal Drake and possibly push out some lanes here, as it looks like all of them are grouping towards this Baron. Maybe trying just to get the scuttle, maybe trying to see what they can do here, but they have no Carnage, so they need to be careful.
Yeah, he'll be up in 20 seconds, and he has teleport. They're gonna try to start. I don't like this call at all. Unless they can burn it, I don't like this at all.
Kaisa can burn this pretty quickly. Right now, as we see, they're able to burn it actually decently well. They are clearing out these wards. JT's trying to clear out these wards. It looks like they're actually going to go right on top of Kaisa. The Hourglass actually comes through for him, and they do get the Baron here, as it looks like Kip might go down right after this, and so will Foja. Foja goes down. Moo Milk goes down. Here comes Complex. Complex is going to go down, and now you're in a 1v5 Carnage. That is so nuts by them. They baited them into that fight so hard, and when they went in to try and counteract it, they now have Baron buff. They have death timers that are in the 20 seconds for them. They could get this tower. They could probably even get an inhibitor, because Carnage is going up in a 1v5 here. He is very fed, but at the same time, like, you have all 5 players of OTS up right now. They
Yeah.
just chunk down these objectives so quickly. They might actually be able to get even more off this if they really want to, but they're just going to back off. They're going to go towards bot lane. They're going to try and just get more out of it. But they did open up an inhibitor, which is just huge for them right now.
Yeah, I said I didn't like the Baron call, but I guess it turned out to be pretty well, or pretty good, because they melted it a lot faster than I thought they would. Yeah, they got the Baron. They forced a 5v4, which is exactly what they needed to do. If Conflict was just a little more fed, like I saw him doing work on the backline, or like he was doing work while being on the backline. Like so many auto attacks were going on. If he was just a little stronger, if he had one more item, I think that honestly they win the fight because of the Baron debuff and the amount of damage that his AoE rockets do. But unfortunately, he was just not quite there. He's coming online though, just very, very slowly. And we're almost at that 30-minute mark, which actually the opposite is happening. I was expecting OTS to kind of just lose the game after 30 minutes, but they're not doing too bad at all. And Kib might be dead.
Needs to back off here as Yoshi's kind of pushing up. It looks like actually Carnage might be here to try and capitalize on this, but Amphibot's here to kind of back him off of it. He does get him to back off a little bit, but they are all grouped around this tower, so they are just going to try and use these Baron minions to take out this tower. They are protecting this cannon with their life right now, just clearing out the waves. JT trying to zone them off a little bit here, so we are seeing a lot of really good things coming through here. We do see the Swain ult taken by the Stylus, so this tower should actually go down for them. The tower does go down. They could still push up this wave. Like Yoshi's just being able to zone them off. It looks like Kite actually is going to be able to go in here too, but Rick's actually just going to go full on in as Carnage is taken down immediately. Here comes the follow-up, and Kip could be the next one up, and it looks like Kip's going to go down, but also at the same time, the double kill comes through. Moo Milk's gone. Boja should be here to follow. Yoshi takes down Moo Milk, and it looks like Complex is there to follow. This is a 2-0 victory, OTS versus LE.
They did exactly what they needed to do. They caught the Silas and they ulted him and murdered him before he had a chance to even pop the hourglass. Very well played by OTS. Very well played. They did exactly what they needed to do in that fight. Yeah, unfortunately to see LE go down like that, especially Carnage. He had such a good lead. Unfortunately, he was unable to capitalize. Well, he capitalized as best as he could, I think. But some games are just unwinnable, especially if you're in that situation. But yeah, congratulations to OTS moving on to the finals. Wow, great performance by them, both games. Even though I didn't see the first one.
John coming in here soon. As we do, we have the captain of OTS in here right now, man. How's it feeling?
Feels great, man.
Yep. We saw that you guys had to bring in a substitute ADC this week. For unfortunate circumstances that, you know, Nick could not play. How do you think Kite did this game? I mean, this series.
I think Kite did a phenomenal job. He kited out really well in situations where he needed to, and in a lot of situations, he kited out. He didn't make hero plays. I guess he did the damage he was supposed to deal, and he was integral in our win. Both wins.
Definitely. On especially game 1, whenever you guys need to start, you know, picking up the pace in the late game, he popped off in some damage charts right there. I think he had like 47,000 damage, and then going into game 2, obviously him and JT obviously don't have that great chemistry that they could, but pulling out like the Kaisa and then putting Swain on JT, like, did you guys feel pretty confident putting JT on his most comfortable champ, but also leaving up Carnage's most comfortable champ at the same time?
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't really factor in the Silas, to be honest, in game 2. But when we saw the Nocturne ban, we perfectly predicted the bans for game 1. They gave us the Nocturne Respect ban for game 2, and once Swain was up, you know, for game prep, I kind of thought that Moo Milk might steal the Swain. I thought it would have been a good play, but They chose to stay more orthodox in their approach, and I don't know. I don't. I'm not going to be negative towards anybody, but I think certain players didn't play to their full potential because they're really good players. But big props to LE. This game was a really, really hard fought win. They're a really good team. You know, they did a really good job. That was a well fought game, both of them.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody seemed to be on point on OTS. You guys had some cracks in the armor here and there, but it was definitely some bangers. Everything was really back and forth. But I definitely think that watching this game through, what would you say? You said probably Kite was the most impactful player on your team, correct?
That's not what I said. I said he was
Okay.
an integral. I said that he was integral to our wins. If we didn't have Kite and we had Nikolai, I can't say what ifs on who's better. They're both extremely talented players. But like Yoshi was integral to our win. Rick was integral to our win. JT was integral to our win. Everyone played their role and it worked out. We had a game plan, we executed it, and it worked.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely love seeing the fact that you guys were so versatile, being able to play multiple things throughout the bot lane. I definitely think that you guys did very well in draft, came very well prepared. So is there anything you want to let off with this with, knowing that you're either going to be going up against INT or Royal Vagabonds in the finals?
I don't care who we play in the finals. I'm just glad that on the spot, my team, I'm so proud of them. We've exercised our demons. We've come back from season 1 going down in the semis, and now we're going to grand finals, baby.
Yep. Well, that really should be all for us, man. Congratulations on the win, Zealot. I hope that you have a good rest of your day and go and celebrate with your team, man.
All right, thanks. Have a good night.
All right, guys, we're going to have to let it off there. Sometime next week, we're going to see the other semifinals game between INT versus Royal Vagabonds. If you guys thought that this game was hype, just wait for that one. Hopefully, it's just as big of a banger. 2-0 victory coming out for OTS to make themselves to the finals. Congratulations to LE. They came into this, they did really well, and they contended very hard. So hopefully we see a bounce back from them next season, but we'll see OTS next week, and we'll see you guys for the semifinals versus Royal Vagabonds and INT.
Bye.